Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lacquer Lover, and today I'm going to be swatching and reviewing ILNP's Summer 2021 Poolside collection. This is a collection of 6 neon cremes, which I believe it's the first time that ILNP is doing cremes, so it'll be exciting to test out their new formula and kind of compare it to their usual formula that they do with glitters, such as hollow, multi-chrome, and so on. But yes, this is kind of a typical collection that you'd see for this year's summer because there are actually a lot of brands that have been doing neons, but I'm kind of excited to see how this collection stands in comparison to those. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the swatches. Underneath all of my swatches, I am applying a layer of base coat to protect my natural nails. The first polish I'm swatching is the kind of pastel neon orange creamsicle shade called Sunny Days. Going in with my first coat of Sunny Days, for these polishes you'll need a lot of polish on your brush because I noticed that if you have less, it's kind of difficult to spread around and get even coverage. So make sure you have more and just kind of carefully maneuver it over your nail. Coverage was pretty decent on the first coat, and after it dried I noticed that it left a kind of gritty texture, so it's definitely matte and you will need top coat. But anyways, I did go in with a second coat to cover up those patches and bald spots, and it was even and I had full coverage by that point. This is 2 coats of Sunny Days with top coat. Again, you'll need top coat to smooth out the surface and to give the color the full shine and the pop that it really needs. But this one is a really good bright shade to try out for the summer and a great way to try out orange. The next polish is the bright cool tone Barbie pink called Two Piece. Here's the first coat of Two Piece. This one is pretty bright and it's actually a very unique color in my collection because it's super cool toned, but it doesn't come off purple or anything like that. It's just a really bright pink. So it had pretty decent coverage in the first, but I went in with a second just to cover up any bald spots closer to the cuticle, and I had very even and good coverage with that. This is 2 coats of Two Piece with top coat. I think this is a very bright and eye-catching and loud pink, so definitely would recommend if you don't have a color like this. The next polish I'm swatching is a red orange called Summer. This one is actually such a perfect blend of those 2 colors that I wouldn't say it's more red than it is orange or vice versa. Going in with my first coat of Summer, you can see that my coverage was pretty good. I do have to say that so far the formula has been pretty consistent, and I'll be needing 2 coats for full coverage, of course, because you can see some of those bald spots closer to my cuticle. But with the second coat, it was really good, and overall I think this is such an interesting color that I can deal with the formula for it. Again, I had to do thicker coats, so it could be 3 to 4 coats for you, but this is such a nice color anyways that I think it's worth it. So anyways, this is 2 coats of Summer. I'm definitely going to enjoy wearing this throughout the summer, and yeah, I don't know, I feel like you'll notice different things as you wear it. It's so fun to look at. The next polish I'm swatching is the lime green called Playlist. This one is a slightly greener version of China Glaze's Tropic Like It's Hot, but overall they are in the same color family. Going in with my first coat of Playlist, the formula was really difficult to work with for this color because it is the lightest color here, and I guess you can consider it the brightest one as well. To have a bright color, you kind of need a clearer base. And so I had to do even thicker coats for this polish, and I was able to achieve full opacity in 2. However, if you do thinner coats, you might need 3 to 4, and that's just to be expected because it is so light. This is 2 coats of Playlist with top coat. Overall, this is a classic. I think it would be a great addition to any collection. However, you might be able to find polishes from another brand with a better formula, so it's just kind of up to you how much work you're willing to put into your manicure and whatever works best for your nails. The next polish I'll be swatching is the Jade Green polish called Bottoms Up, and this one I feel like is not exactly neon. It's definitely not like super in your face bright. Here's the first coat of Bottoms Up, and it has decent coverage. I do have to say that the formulas for the last 2 polishes I'll be showing you are a little bit better than the first 4. I don't know if it's because they are cool toned, and so they changed the formula slightly, but I found it a little bit easier to work with. Maybe it was like a slightly thinner and smoother formula, but I did have to go in with a second coat to cover the bare spots on the right side of my nail, but other than that, it leveled out really nicely, and I found that it didn't dry to too gritty of a texture compared to the first 4. So this is 2 coats of bottoms up. This is a nice green to have, not necessarily neon, but I still think it's, a bright color and fun to wear in the summer. The last polish in this collection is the purple called High Dive, and this one is a very, very pretty cool tone purple. Here's the first coat of High Dive, and again, this formula was really smooth, and I felt like I had a little bit more time kind of moving it around and getting even coverage on the first coat. I did have some patchiness towards the cuticle, so I'll just be going in with a second coat to cover that up. So overall, this collection I would say is pretty consistent. I mean, you'll need anywhere from 2 to 3 coats depending on your application and how thick your coats are, but definitely these last 2 were very easy to work with. This is 2 coats of High Dive. While this one is not necessarily neon, I think it stands up there with Summer as being one of the more interesting polishes or colors in this collection because it's so cool toned, and I feel like not too many people have a purple this exact shade. So that was my swatch and review of ILNP's Poolside collection. My favorites were Bottoms Up and High Dive because I like cooler tones, and also the formulas were okay in comparison to the last 4, which I really had difficulty with. This collection I think was a decent attempt at neons and a decent attempt at cremes. There's still a lot to be improved on because I still had, a lot of difficulties with their formula, and I also feel like these neons aren't as neon as they could or should have been. As for now, it's pretty okay for what it is. If you want to purchase these polishes, I'll have the link in the description box. They're still having that early on sale as I'm filming this, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye everyone!